everyone, I'm Amanda Tong and I'm a clinical animal behaviorist and the owner of the Animal Behavior Academy. We're here at the Petsy studio shooting the cat litter series. So basically, we're going to be talking about pee and poo. You ready? Hey Amanda! Hi there! We have a very important question for you today. So, there are a lot of cat litter types out there. Talk about bentonite, wood pellets, talk about, recycled paper, more sustainable things like tofu or cassava. My question is, what should I use for my cat? Help! That's a very good question. I know it can be really overwhelming to choose which one's perfect for you. So I'm going to give you a couple of factors that you can consider here. So, number one, you have to ask your cat. Okay, so there's a cat perspective to choosing your litter. If your cat doesn't like it, you're going to straight out reject it. The second factor, however, is the human side of it. So you need to decide how much money you're willing to spend on your cat litter. That is a big factor. So let's get right into it. Bentonite clay litter is one of the most commonly available in the Indian market, and it tends to odor lock really well because it has a very high absorption rate. Now, because of its high absorption rate, it is not suitable for some cats as well. So it might work really well to control that odor, to kind of give you a fast clumping, piece of thing in your litter box, but it is not okay for certain circumstances. So for example, if you have a kitten, kittens tend to taste things around them, put things in their mouth, and this can be quite a health hazard. As the same thing goes for an older cat who may be kind of ingesting things or licking things. Also, if you have a cat that is just explorative and might like to put random things in their mouth or chew on things, bentonite clay is not an option that you go with. Another individual choice that you would make from the cat's point of view is that if your cat has just undergone surgery, if your cat has any open wounds, any injuries as such, you might want to stay away from fine-grained litter because it can get inside, it can get infected. Another factor to consider here is the amount of dust that your litter may produce. So if you have a cat that has a sensitive nose, sensitive eyes, any breathing related issues, you want to stay clear of any litter that contains a lot of dust.
Amanda, you've raised some really, really interesting points today, and something that comes to mind is, if I'm a first-time pet parent, and a lot of times, we say that let our cats or kittens, choose the litter they want. What does that mean practically? Like, how do I let them choose what they want?
Yeah, I mean, if only if it were as simple as showing your cat the Petsy website and say, hey, just pick which one and try not to make it too expensive, but it's not, okay? So generally, the easiest way to understand what your cat's choice is or kitten's choice is to give them something called a litter buffet.
Sounds yummy.
But it's not. And for a kitten, it just might be, because I might just take a bite out of that. But basically, a litter buffet is where you put 2 or 3 boxes containing different types of litter, and you just take a little diary and note how many times your cat goes in each box. So, for example, your cat uses, the cassava litter the most, and so that would be maybe 5 times out of 10, versus the other would be just 1 or 2. So then, accordingly, you kind of make a choice that way.
Thanks, that was really helpful.
Remember when I said that your kitten is bound to take a bite out of your litter? Well, that's true. That's what kittens do. So at the end of the day, when you're choosing a certain litter for your kitten, you need to make sure that it is natural, so that in case your kitten takes a bite, maybe even swallows a piece, you're not running to the vet right away. Okay, I'm also going to add one more thing. The cats of the world answered a survey and we humans are listening, or something like that. They told us that they prefer finer grain, litter that clumps very easily, controls the odor as much as possible. They also really like big boxes. So if you have a really tiny box, you want it to be at least 1.5 times the size of the cat. I know that's a lot of information to take in, but I hope that answered your question. I've got to get back to work now.
That expression drop.
Yeah, it's called like